Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Worship Wednesday. And as we've been doing for the past few weeks, it is Advent season, so we've been doing Worship Wednesday a little bit different. We're kind of offering a preview of what's going on this week, and we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. Believe it or not, we have 4 opportunities to worship together in the next 11 days. So we've got some great opportunities to worship. Again, I've asked Pastor Dan to join me for our Worship Wednesday video, and we're going to just talk about these upcoming opportunities to worship. This week in Advent, we're doing Those Who Dream Are Not Alone. So we've got a Blue Christmas service tomorrow night. So that is an opportunity for those of you who want to come and maybe lean into the lament of the holidays a little bit. This is a difficult time for a lot of people. People dealing with divorce, loss of a loved one, just struggling with COVID and being quarantined and all the different craziness that goes on in our lives. Sometimes we just need to express that lament and work that through and know that we're not alone in that lament. So we're going to have an opportunity for that. And then we're going to have our 4th Advent worship together on Sunday. I don't know if you want to share anything about that.
We got 3 of our Advent candles lit as we continue our Advent journey together. And this coming Sunday, we'll light the 4th one, this pink one, as we get ready to light on Christmas Eve our Christ candle. And so this Sunday's candle is the candle of love. And we're going to be looking this Sunday at the story of Mary and one of her relatives named Elizabeth. You see, Mary, as we talked about last week, was going through a lot of different stuff. She was carrying a lot of the shame and the guilt that her community put on her for being pregnant outside of wedlock, and just a lot of other things going on too. But this Sunday, she's going to encounter a person named Elizabeth. And we're going to see how Elizabeth and Mary are able to do life together and recognize that as we are in this life, God designed us to be together and doing life together with each other. We're going to look at that example from Mary and Elizabeth for Sunday. So we hope that you'll join us as we get ready to light this 4th candle, as we get ready for Christmas Eve. And Christmas Eve's coming up already a week from tomorrow, Randy.
Right. It's coming up quick.
Service?
Yeah, and before we get to that, I do want to address, I've had a few people that have talked to me that they're really desiring to sing those Christmas carols, right? And I just want to address it a little bit as we've been sitting in this Advent season. Advent is a season of waiting, right? We're waiting for the coming of the Christ child. We've been talking about that a lot in worship, that we are a people that live in this already and not yet. So there's this yearning. If you're feeling that yearning to sing joy to the world, you're not alone. We're all feeling that yearning. But that's part of sitting in this waiting of Advent, right? Sitting in the waiting for the Christ child to come. So we've got one more Sunday where we're going to be leaning into that feeling of waiting. And then on Christmas Eve, we're going to let loose with all of the songs about Jesus' birth and the joy that comes along with that. So on Christmas Eve, which is a week from tomorrow, believe it or not, we're going to begin about 15, 20 minutes before 7 o'clock with a song service. We're just going to sing out a bunch of those great Christmas hymns. And then Pastor Dan has a surprise for us. He's going to bring us the Christmas story from one of the characters in the story. We don't know which one, but that's the joy of finding out. And then we're going to work through the Christmas story from Luke chapter 2, and we're going to work through that. We're going to read some scripture and sing some songs and just enjoy the Christmas story in that way. So some really great opportunities to worship coming up.
Yeah, and as Randy was just saying, ready for that great Christmas celebration that we're going to have, and we're waiting and waiting and waiting. I just want to encourage us to be just in prayer during this season too. Yeah. Because there's a lot going on in our midst, like we've been talking about throughout this whole series, and yet God is up to something in our midst, which is just incredible. So maybe as you're going through these next couple weeks, you're thinking, well, I'm not going to be able to make it to the Christmas Eve service. Maybe you pull it up on your Facebook page and you stream it at your Christmas gathering. You just take a little break from your party and you join us in that celebration, or you share it on your Facebook page with somebody else. Because there's a lot of people in our midst that are just hurting and are just having this longing for COVID to be done. And I think that's a lot like Advent. We're just longing to be able to celebrate
Yeah.
Jesus. We're longing for COVID to be done. But we get to celebrate this gift that Jesus has come. You know, the people in the New Testament that we read about in the stories of Jesus being born, they didn't know exactly when Jesus was going to be born. They didn't know the exact day. We know December 25 on our calendars. But they had this waiting and this longing for Jesus to come. We too are in this season of waiting and longing. So I just want to encourage you to enter into that with prayer and see what God might do in your life, how he might prompt you to enter into that season of waiting with other people in our community, in your families. I think God's up to something pretty amazing this Christmas season if we're willing to lean in.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me again for our Worship Wednesday, Dan. Just to recap, so as I said, we've got 4 opportunities to worship in the next 11 days. Tomorrow night, Thursday, we're going to meet here at 7 o'clock for our Blue Christmas service. Sunday morning, we've got 2 services, 8:30 and 10:30 for the 4th Sunday of Advent. That's Those Who Dream Are Not Alone. Next week, Thursday, is Christmas Eve. We're going to have a great Christmas celebration here at 7 o'clock. Get here early if you want to join in that Christmas hymn sing. And then Sunday, the 27th, we're going to gather again at 8:30 and 10:30 for worship. All of our services are going to be live streamed, including the Blue Christmas and the Christmas Eve. It's all going to be available on our Facebook page and on YouTube. So if you're not able to be here, you can still join us. We just look forward to worshiping together. So enjoy the rest of your week. We hope to see you here. Blessings.